Alright guys, how's it going? Bit of a vlog today, and before we vlog today's video, I just want to give you a little bit of an update on the cars. First off, the M3, which the reason it's sat there is because the battery is flat and it's still it needs the welding doing underneath, like we said in a previous video. And if you are into like old BMWs, 20-year-old BMWs to be exact, subscribe to the channel. It's worth it. But if you're not into old BMWs, you must be into old Mercedes 10-year-old ones. And if you subscribe to the channel, again, you know, you're going to find out a lot about this car, including it's getting raffled off. And you might say, oh yeah, another YouTube channel raffling cars off. Well, yeah, it is another YouTube channel raffling cars off, but the reason behind it is there's two reasons. The main one is I get more money for it, and number two is you can buy a car for £5. Well, you're gonna have to buy a ticket that could potentially win this car for £5, but it's better than spending £17,000 on it. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know what's been done to this car. Loads of work done on it. Brakes, all the servicing done, all the little things fixed. It's in perfect condition. Well, it's nearly in perfect condition because it's going into the body shop and it's going to get the arches done and the wheels at Rada. They're a bit curved up, like I say. I'm not guilty of that. So that's going to get done. That wheel as well. Then the car is in pristine condition. The number plate's not going with it because that has actually been put onto the McLaren. And there's a few things with it that I don't know, I'm not impressed about. But it's going to take too long in this video to just tell you about the problems. There's something at the front end, there's something there, and there's other stuff as well. But I'll tell you about that in another video. So if you are into 3-year-old McLaren supercars, just supercars in general, bright green ones to be exact, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and I'll tell you about it in the next video. But before that video, the main part of today's video is this car, the RSQ3, my wife's RSQ3, which is wrapped in some sort of grey, I forgot what it is now, satin, charcoal, something like that. Anyway, that is going for KW adjustable springs. So as you can see here, it's sitting up quite high. It needs to go down a little bit, so maybe we'll put it to about there. It's going to be a little bit of a guesswork of how good it's going to look, you know, depending on how much it goes down. Look at that, the way it looks now, and then the way it looks in a bit. Comment, do you think it looks better? Even though it's not done yet, but it will be in a bit, in a few hours. We're off to Awesome GTI today to get it done, and that's actually one of their merchandise things, and it should say Awesome, but you know, quality as always. Uncle Benji's back.
Hiya, mate.
Right. People are saying they don't see us on camera anymore together.
Well, they're not seeing you on it. Photoshop that in.
It is us. Anyway, what are you doing here?
What I'm so
okay, that's fine. We're going to go for 35 millimetres.
Some knobheads never changed, do they?
Something. Will you get that for us?
No, I will not.
Just down on the floor there. Thanks. So we're going to go 35 millimetres, Greg. Is that the maximum they can go low? Yeah. Yeah, right.
35 mil.
So
is that what you're going? That's like.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole spring, isn't it?
If we drop it 35 millimetres and it's too low, we have to take the suspensions back off the front to change it. So it has to be right.
It will be right.
Yeah, because it's an SUV. There's loads to play with. Yeah. You'll be all right, mate. Okay. We're professionals now, and we know this.
We do. But the back, you're saying, if the back's too low or too high, or whatever, we can just change that
that's
on the
easy
car.
Enough to change it.
Greg is going to explain how this works, how the height adjuster works.
This is something I've not seen in a while.
What have we got here?
The Y Foods.
Hey, this is a new flavour.
Peach Lassie, absolutely delicious. I've had one of these myself. As you all already know, there are 26 vitamins and minerals.
But thank you to Y Foods, today's sponsor.
I probably should squeeze that in before, yeah, you might have to cut this out. So thank you very much to Y Food for sponsoring today's video.
These keep you full for up to 5 hours.
They're high in protein, high in fibre, low in sugar, and they're gluten and lactose free.
You don't even need to drink the whole one. So if you drink this much here, that keeps you full for up to 2.5 hours.
My favourite two flavours are Happy Banana and Cold Brew Coffee, and I've actually just offered a Cold Brew Coffee one to Greg in there.
So Greg, clearly, you could see by his face, he loves the Y Foods. They do powders, they do bars, they do loads of stuff on the website, and not just these flavours.
If you want to go and try these for yourself, the link's in the description. Make sure you follow it. Go and get your peach lassie, go and get whatever flavours you want. They're all on the website. Use our code EvilGT10 and go and get your own.
The offside front's nearly done, just the whatever that is. What is that? It's some sort of arm thing, isn't it? Where does it go? Who knows? But anyway, that needs to go back on. Then that side's done. Greg's just doing the other side.
I want to interrupt because the lads from Unit 82
I've not finished this, but I'm just saying.
What are you saying about this now?
I'm saying about the prices and stuff.
All right.
So it's a 6-hour job.
Yeah.
£80 an hour, £79.50.
How much are you charging here now?
Yeah, £79.50. So let's say £80, easy to work out. 6 hours, £480 just for the labour on this car. Then the spring price. The problem with these springs is we don't know how much they are because it's a special order. And Lisa had to buy them straight off KW.
Well, if they're anything like the ones that were on my 8V RS3, which are the same springs, obviously for a different car, but they were £575.
Okay, so let's say they're 600 then, with a bit of the COVID tax, post-COVID. Because you got them done in COVID or before?
When did I have my white one?
That was 2 years ago.
Back end of last year,
2 years
wasn't it?
ago.
Yeah.
So let's say they're at least £600, but we're guesstimating the price on that. So 480, let's say 500 worth of labour.
Yeah. £1,000 to lower your car.
500 for the springs.
That's what you're saying. 575.
Right, so 600. So it's going to be about 1,100 for that. But if people mention us, they get a bit of a discount.
Bit of din down, there you go.
10%.
Yeah.
10%. What do you want to show me?
Right, so the guys from Unit 82 have got a 8Y RS3, but they've got it with the Miltech race exhaust, which has just come out.
Let's go and have a listen.
But it's still got its OPF on.
All right.
But it it sounds good. Come on, let's have a listen.
Stop messing. This is a professional environment. You're the boss. You're supposed to be setting an example.
I am, always. It's got to be a happy place to work, that's what it is.
Well, a happy place is when people get pay rises. No? Yeah, not as loud as I thought it was going to be.
Is that in sport? Still got GPF. It's better than that shite.
Yeah, I thought that would have been a bit noisier.
Let's play the tune. That's a great exhaust system.
That sounds better.
Inconsiderate arsehole.
Yeah.
It's deep, it's like throat here, isn't it? Deeper. Yeah, does sound better. Is it £2.5 worth of better though?
It's noisier, it's louder, but only by a little bit.
Right.
Still better though.
Yeah, it definitely sounds better. Even on tick over, it sounds better, doesn't it?
Whilst Benji's doing a video for Mark's channel, Awesome Cars, let's go and have a look, see how much this has been dropped by. But the way I can see that now, that looks like it's going to be slammed when it comes down off the ramp, because that wasn't the gap when it went up. It's probably about down here, Greg, wasn't it? You know, down here.
Yeah, I'd say down there.
Yeah.
Big monster truck on it.
That's too low, that, don't you think? Do you think? The back? The back can come up.
The front we're more concerned about. We don't want to be
Front's
taking.
fine, right?
Yeah.
So the back's been wound up about 4 turns on that, or down, one of them anyway. So that's put the back up, because I think up is down and down is up on the adjuster. So that looks pretty good. It is going to drop down a little bit, maybe a few mil just when it goes out on the test run now. I think actually from this angle it now looks like, well, an A3 hatchback.
So there we are. Greg's just gone to do a road test to make sure that everything's fine, which I'm sure it will be. So whilst he's doing that, we've got a bit of an update on the RS4 Avant, haven't we, mate? Update on the RS4, what's going on?
I've just found out that they broke in here the other day and they robbed this trailer, right? Robbing bastards. But the thing that's annoyed, it's not our trailer, but I'm still annoyed about it. The thing I'm more annoyed about is they tried to nick this as well.
Yeah, they did.
So they supposedly ripped this off. It was hanging down by a thread.
Yeah.
And then Tabby's put it back on, right? I'm getting fed up of people nicking our shit. It wasn't all the fucking S15 stuff, and now they're trying to rob all this stuff. Just fucking leave us alone. So actually tell us where we're up to.
So the proper thing, right, this has had to stay down because the engine's in a bit of a bad way. So these two cams here are all sort of pitted and rusted, and then the little roller rocker things underneath it, they've like all gone squared off and a bit, they're knackered underneath there. So I've got two of them two. I've got a whole new camshaft, and then we've got bolts and things like that. So this should have been done, fixed about 3 weeks ago, but there was some parts that were on back order. So we're coming back tomorrow to get this engine fixed finally. We've got all the parts, we've got all the gaskets that it needs, we've literally got everything. So hopefully, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this will be running and we'll get a track day booked.
And I just want to tell everybody, the retail price to do this job, which is only a little bit of work down here, nothing major, right? £5,000. That's a lot of money.
Well,
we only paid £5,000 for the car.
We did, but the job's slightly different. So there's going to be a lot of things that you should do for this job that we're not doing. So Tabby's said, listen, this is what you should be doing. That's why it's so expensive. But we're sort of cutting corners because we've had this car a year and it's never seen a track, which is ridiculous. So what I will say for that is, within that £5,000, the camshaft alone was £1,000 from Audi. I found one on eBay, almost like a brand new, and it was £100. So that's where we're saving money.
It's still going to be done right. When we get rid of this car, it's still going to be like, obviously, like a brand new car.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it just needs a wash.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
It'll be sound. Obviously the brakes are all brand new.
And leave the wing mirrors alone.
Yeah.
Whoever's come through that gate and robbed all the stuff.
Because they're well expensive, yeah. So Awesome GTI had the trailer nicked. So they come through this gate, so that's all been redone and thingied off now. But yeah, just stop nicking shit, get a proper job.
I don't want to sound like negative on this, but that side looks lower.
It does, doesn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, there is a driver in it.
That's not me, that is it?
Don't forget there is a driver in that side, so that might have something
Greg,
to do with
it's
it.
like 10 stone.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Just the left half of it.
We'll just check the measurements to see if it is actually lowered on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Left-hand side, right-hand
So
side.
390.
Yeah.
390. So they're both the same.
Okay. Nice
Just,
one.
just an illusion of your eyes.
Yeah. Well, it happens a lot, doesn't it? You know, it's getting old, isn't it? Old age. Still looks right side down though. Greg has advised us just to run the car for a little bit. He's measured it, and the front is actually 3mm higher than the rear. But he said it's gonna drop and it's gonna do some moving around. He said if in about a week, have a look at it. If you're unhappy with it, bring it back in and he'll adjust it. So, you know, there's no point in doing it now because it might move again. Quick geo now by Greg, and then I'm going to take it out for our test drive. Yeah, the ride height has been dropped, but there's no compromise in the suspension feel. Still feels good.
I had these adjustable springs on my 8V RS3, my previous generation one, and I had a cheaper version of springs, like a non-adjustable set of springs on before, and the quality of the ride is what sets it apart for me. I mean, the difference in price was like £300, so they're a lot more expensive, but I think the quality of the ride's good. It's not crashy, it's not bangy.
Yeah, it's fine, it's good. It looks good, and it drives just as good, if not feels like it's a little bit more planted, which is, but it's not just like the way it drives, it's the way it looks, and it looks better, and it still drives good.
If you are thinking of lowering your car or adjusting the ride height in any form, definitely save up a few extra quid and get the KW height adjustables. I'm sure there are other springs and things like that, but out of our experience, particularly mine, because I've driven my car on normal lowering springs and then KW height adjustables, and the difference is night and day. Well worth the extra money.
So there it is, good comparison from this morning. What do you think of the car? I'll put the before and after, and you can see, you know, is it too low? Is it not low enough, or is it just perfect? Let us know in the comments below, and yeah, let me know what you think about it. Massive thanks, as always, to Awesome GTI for basically doing the job and doing it at a great price for me. And you can get a good price off them as well if you take anything in, because just mention us, Evil GT. And like I said before, this morning, there's a real good reason to subscribe to the channel, because you'll get to know when that car's getting raffled off, which is not going to be too long. It's going to be £5. No matter how many tickets are sold, it's going to be £5. It's not going to roll over to the next week like some other raffle companies do. It's a big gamble for me, but I believe that, you know, someone's going to get lucky on that £5, and yeah, take that car away. It's going to have a full MOT on it, because it's getting MOT'd next week. I'm going to put the exhaust back on so it's CAT compliant, but I'll give you the option of whichever exhaust you want, because at the moment it's very loud and it's an MOT failure. Give me some ideas in the comments. What do you reckon I should do with that car? Should I, well, do nothing to it and just get rid? because it's obviously been sat there for ages, and there's no haste in me doing anything because I'm not busy with other stuff. But should I put the 2J in it and the sequential box, or should I just leave it OEM, OEM Plus? Give me some ideas in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it.